everyone, my name is Katya and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this simple lap blanket. For this project I use yarn by Loops and Threads. It's a number 5 bulky yarn. I use 2 colors. You don't have to use this yarn, you can use any yarn of your choice. I also use a number 9mm crochet hook. For this video I'll be using different type of yarn so you can see better. We're going to start with the slip knot and a chain of 83. If you want to change the blanket size, this pattern is worked using multiples of 2 plus 3. Go ahead and chain up 83 and I'll meet you back. Once you're done chaining 83, for row 1 we're going to work 2 double crochets using the 4 chain from the hook. So don't count this one. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Into this chain right here, work 2 double crochets. Here's 1. Go back into that same chain and work your second double crochet. We're going to skip 1 chain and into the following chain, work 2 double crochets. Here's 1. Go back into that same chain and work your second double crochet. Let's repeat this pattern. We're going to skip 1 chain, into the following chain, work 2 double crochets. Let's repeat again. Skip 1 chain, into the following chain, work 2 double crochets. Here's 1. And go back into that same chain and work your second double crochet. Continue working on this pattern, skipping 1 chain and working 2 double crochet all across, and I'll meet you at the end to show you how to finish this row. At the end of row 1, this is how it looks like. And right over here I have 3 chains left. I'm going to skip 1 chain, into the following chain, work 2 double crochets. And into the last chain, which is right here, just work 1 double crochet. And we're always going to end by working 1 double crochet using the last stitch. And this ends row 1. For row 2, we're going to start by chaining 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet. Go ahead and turn your work. And right over here where we work 2 double crochets, inside each of these sets of 2 double crochets, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So right over here is the first set of 2 double crochets. So in here, we're going to work 2 double crochets. Here's 1 and 2. Find your next set of 2 double crochets from the previous row. And in between those 2 double crochets inside, you're going to work 2 double crochets. Here's 1. And work your second double crochet. Let's repeat again. Find your next set of 2 double crochets, which is right here, and inside you're going to work 2 double crochets. So between those 2 double crochets, it's almost like a V-stitch, but it just doesn't have that chain 1. Right here, same thing. We're going to find the 2 double crochets and we're going to work 2 double crochets using that space between the 2 double crochets. You're going to continue on this pattern, working 2 double crochets between the 2 double crochets of the previous row, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2 to show you what to do next. I'm coming to the end of row 2, and right over here I have my last 2 double crochets, and then I have the chain 3 right here. Into this last set, I'm going to go ahead and work 2 double crochets using that space between the 2 double crochets from the previous row. Go ahead and work 2 double crochets using that space. And right over here with the chain 3, we're going to find the top of that 3rd chain. So we're going to count from the bottom. Here's 1, 2, 3. This is my 3rd chain. And into that chain, go ahead and work 1 double crochet to end this row. And we're always going to end this way. And this ends row 2. For row 3, all the way to row 77, we're going to repeat row 2. We're going to start by chaining 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet. Turn your work, and right over here we're going to find our double crochets. So right here is the first one where the 2 double crochets are, and into that space between those 2 double crochets we're going to work 2 double crochets, same as before. Again, find the next space between the 2 double crochets, which is right here, and in there work 2 double crochets. And you're going to repeat this pattern for a total of 77 rows. Now for my original blanket, what I did is I worked 7 rows using one color and then 3 rows using a different color. And if you want to change the color, I will show you how to work on it. So go ahead and work 7 rows and then stop, and then I'll show you how to change color. If you don't want to change the color and if you want your blanket to just be one color, just go ahead and continue the same pattern for a total of 77 rows. If you want to change the color, go ahead and work 7 rows and then don't finish your 7th row. So right here, let's pretend this is my 7th row, and I'm coming to the end and I have my 3 chains right here. I'm going to find the top of the 3rd chain. So here's 1, 2, 3, and right here I'm going to start my double crochet, but I'm not going to finish it. So go ahead and start on your double crochet. So we have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through only 2 loops, right? So then we have the 2 loops left. Drop the original yarn and then pick up the new color, wrap it around your hook and pull through. And right here, hold on to your yarn tail, and at the same time hold on to the original yarn that you were working on. Tighten it a little bit and hold on to all those yarn tails. And we're going to start using the new color by chaining 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet, and then we're going to go ahead and turn same as before, and I'm going to work my yarn tails in. So right here where we have our 2 double crochets, we're going to go ahead and work 2 double crochets using that space between those 2 double crochets, same as before. All we're doing different here is we're just holding on to this yarn tails as we work on our 2 double crochets, so that way we can just work on them as we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and cut this yarn tails once we have about 2 sets finished. And that's how you change your color. So then you're going to work 3 rows using the second color and then switch off to the main color and work 7 rows. And then again, change up and change to color B using 3 rows. So it's 7, 3, 7, 3. Finished working a total of 77 rows, and this is how it looks like. This blanket is measuring at 41 inches wide by 55 inches long. You can leave it like this, or I'll show you how to add a simple border next. To work on the border, I'm just using the main color, and right over here is the 77th row. I'm just going to continue and chain 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. So right here we would have just turned, but we're not going to turn. Instead, we're going to continue using the long side of the blanket right here, and we're going to slip stitch using the side of the double crochet. So right over here is the double crochet, using the side or the post, going to that space and slip stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now find the next post or the side of the double crochet and work a slip stitch. And it'll alternate. It'll be a double crochet or a chain 3, a double crochet or a chain 3. So right here I know this is a double crochet, and right here is the chain 3. And we're going to repeat. So we're going to chain 3, and using the side of the stitch, doesn't matter whether it's a chain 3 or double crochet, you're just going to slip stitch using that space. Again, chain 3, use the side of the stitch and work a slip stitch. Again, chain 3 and into the next space of the side of that stitch, work a slip stitch. Chain 3 and a slip stitch using the next space. Chain 3 and work a slip stitch using the next space or the side of the stitch. And this is how it looks like. So it kind of adds a little bit of a ruffle. You're going to continue on this pattern all along this long side, And then I'll meet you at the corner to show you how to work on the corner. Right over here, I finished working on the border for the long side. And I'm coming to the last side of the stitch right here. I chained 3 and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch using that last space. Now to work on a corner, so this is my corner, I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that same space, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch back into that same space. So we want to work a total of 3 chain 3s. So here is 1, 2, and I need one more. So I'm just going to go ahead and work a chain 3 and then slip stitch back into that same corner. And this is how it looks like. Let's continue on the shorter side. So this is the foundation chain that we did right here. And this is where we worked our first row. We're going to work a chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And right here, instead of going where the double crochets are, right here, we're going to use the space. So the chains that we skipped, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch using that chain. And I am picking up my yarn tail as I work on my slip stitches. So let's go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch using that chain that we didn't work on the double crochets, the ones that we skipped. Go ahead and slip stitch using that chain again. Let's go ahead and chain 3, and using that space between the double crochets or the chain right here, go ahead and work your slip stitch. Again, chain 3, find your next chain 1 space, which is right here. So the one that we skipped, we're going to work our slip stitch. And this is how it looks like. Continue working on your border all around. And remember, in the corners, you're going to work a total of 3. So in each corner, you're going to chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch, and chain 3, slip stitch using that same space. And then continue on, and I'll meet you at the end once my border is finished. I finished working a border all around the blanket, and I'm coming to the end, and I just wanted to show you really quickly. So this side right here, we worked the chain 3 and slip stitches between the double crochet sets. And I just chained 3 and I have my last set left. I'm going to go ahead and find the space, which is the skipped stitch, and work a slip stitch using that space. And to end, we're just going to chain 3 and use that same space and work a slip stitch. And one more time, chain 3. And now we're going to go ahead and slip stitch using that following space where we started the chain 3, use the side of the chain and slip stitch. And you can cut your yarn, pull out your hook, tighten it, and weave in this yarn tail, and you'll be done. To weave in the yarn tail, I'm just using a yarn needle, but you can also do this with a smaller hook. You're just going to find any of the back loops of the stitches that you can and bring in your yarn tail towards the inside of the blanket. And right over here, I'm just going to use this loops of the double crochet, the back loops, and just pull through and come right back, picking up more loops if you can. And one more time, dropping one loop, I'm going to come back, and you're done. You can go ahead and cut this yarn tail. And if you have any more yarn tails, you can repeat the same thing to the other yarn tails, and our blanket is finished. And here's our finished blanket. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.